been shot. He's been shot. Lee Oswald has been shot. There's a man with a gun. It's absolute panic here in the basement of Dallas Police Headquarters.
I don't know how many times I've seen that video, and I can never watch it enough times looking for every little detail there. The man was Jack Ruby, the nightclub owner who also became the subject of conspiracy theories. I actually co-wrote a best-selling book about his trial called Kennedy's Avenger, the forgotten trial of Jack Ruby that explored the underreported and overlooked trial of Ruby. I came to the conclusion that Ruby did not know Oswald before the incident and that none of the conspiracy claims about Ruby could be true. David Fisher and I acknowledge in the book that, quote, the chain of events leading to this trial seemed implausible. A lone gunman acting entirely on his own had assassinated the president from over 250 feet away and then been murdered while in police custody by another lone gunman who simply walked into the police station. As a result, rumors are rampant. And putting aside the fact that no one who knew Ruby would ever be dumb enough to hire a blabbermouth like him as some sort of secret hitman. And that when Oswald was brought into the police station on Friday night, November 22nd, Ruby was there making a spectacle of himself, asking questions at a press conference, setting up interviews for reporters. So if Ruby was there to silence Oswald, A, I'm not sure they had the right guy, but B, why would he give it 2 full days of police interrogation before killing Oswald on Sunday if the goal was to shut him up? Number 2, the Sunday morning press conference to bring Oswald out was delayed by well over an hour. Ruby was at home at that time. He happened to be near the police station sending rent money to an employee within minutes of the time Oswald was brought out. That is not how a hitman does his deed. He wouldn't have known the press conference was going to run that late. And 3, he left behind his beloved dog Sheba, a pet he referred to as his wife, in his car. If he'd gone in planning to shoot Oswald, he would have known his dog wouldn't have been attended to for hours, if not more. But that doesn't stop many from retracing Ruby's steps to, in my view, try to make them seem more sinister or conspiratorial, but Ruby had a past. Let's bring back our panel. Burt Griffin, former assistant counsel for the Warren Commission. Mark Zaid, an attorney involved in JFK records litigation. Robert Groden, the author of JFK, The Case for Conspiracy, and investigative reporter and historian Mark Shaw. Mark, what do you think I'm getting wrong on Ruby?
Oh, Dan, I feel like I'm in a courtroom objecting all the time. Dan, I don't know where to start because, Dorothy Kilgallen interviewed Jack Ruby at the Ruby trial. She's the only one out of 400 people. Yep. She got the story from him about what happened. Where did she go right after the Ruby trial? To New Orleans to look into Marcello. Jack Ruby was at Marcello's underlings restaurant the night before he was shot. There's all of this evidence to the contrary of what you wrote, and I respect it for sure. But I believe Ruby talking about the fact that he did not want to make Jackie Kennedy come to court and all that was kind of just covering up what really happened. And I've got so many examples. I have an advantage over you. Mm-hmm. I wrote a book about Melvin Belli, who was Jack Ruby's attorney.
Yes.
And I learned about his affiliations with the mafia. Mickey Cohen was his main client, all of that. And him telling people, well, the Ruby trial, we're just going through the motions. It's a whitewash, all of that. So we'll have to disagree about this. I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed your writing, but I don't agree with your conclusion.
All right, but again, everything that you're saying, and let me go to Robert Groden on this, all of the questions about Jack Ruby, I get them, right? Low-level mob connections, et cetera, sort of issues, Dorothy Kilgallen. You can ask all these questions, but it doesn't really address the fundamentals of how impossible it would have been for Jack Ruby to have been part of the conspiracy based on the evidence I've laid out. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.